If you're familiar with martial arts training, that would look pretty familiar. That is called the horse stance. The horse stance has played a pivotal role in relieving my back pain and the tightness in the groin and the adductors. Now, I know you're suffering at home with the same problems because we've all received these pains from the same source, and that is how we are currently sitting down. You see, a lot of us engage in this lumbar tilt that goes forward, leaving our bellies hanging in front of us instead of remaining concave. Now, in a future video, I'll explain the importance of that. But for now, let's understand the relation to the low back. When sitting down, when you are forced to then relax, now you're asking the low back to contribute to a movement that it cannot sustain for long, at least not as long as you are sitting on a daily basis. So after a while, this becomes a tightness of the low back. And of course, with no strength of the abdomen falling in front, even adding more of a burden to the low back. With the horse stance, what you find is that we're asking you to get in a position that not only uses a swivel of the hips, which is also great for developing mobility, but it also causes your adductors to then engage to keep you above. And not only that, now, what this position then gives us is the ability to sit back and to develop this low back area. When getting into the horse stance, what you have from this angle, I think is more effective for you to see, is that I have a closing of the serratus anterior, bringing my torso inwards. I am then now pushing my pubic bone and my lower abdomen back. And then now I am using the sartorius muscle of the thighs, the adductors to develop control, and I'm able to sit back. And this looks completely different than our current sitting of leaning forward. And we do this instinctually now. So it's gonna take great effort for you to think of not rolling your pelvis forward or under you, but to actually push forward with a mix of the glute medius and the QL. You'll find that you are able to extend. Even to that small degree, it plays a pivotal point in how your spine is aligned, the pressure on your low back, not to mention the strength of your hip flexors. All of these now are able to engage in for you, a non-traditional way. But this non-traditional way is gonna help you when it comes time now to walk, because with the ability to push forward and to bring the abs back, you will have more hip flexion capabilities, and that makes it easier for you to now raise the leg to walk. So this is a great holistic movement that will go far in relieving most of the issues of the lower abdomen, lower back, and the groin. How to get into it, and it's pretty straightforward. About twice the shoulder width, and we are going to slowly out-turn the knees while sinking in between. And then slowly pulling inside with the arms, collapsing the core, pushes the pelvis forward. And you can drop lower as you feel comfortable. Now, you don't want it to be a passive stretch at any point. This is an active stretch. Anytime that you're able to just sink and let the joints do the work, you've gone too far. You want to stay with tension isometrically to keep you in that position. Here, I'm going to show you a few regressions that you can start with that will help you gain better strength and mobility in order to achieve the horse stance in its entirety. First, let's develop some mobility in the ankles by performing ankle inversions. We're going to do 1 foot at a time, 20 to 30 seconds, and we're going to explore the different positions to feel for any tightness. Next, we're going to take both ankles into inversion and then perform blade walks. We're going to walk forward, side to side, and even walking backwards. And then test your ability by performing a wide stance ankle inversion. This is to get into a wide stance bear crawl. We're going to get on all fours, and we are just going to place the feet and the knees outside the boundaries of the hands. So we're just making it slightly a little wider. While doing this, I want you to pretend as if you're blowing out a balloon, and with that activation, you're gonna find that your TVA or your abdomen will sink in, collapsing the contraction of the TVA. And you wanna hold this, contracting that TVA, holding it in while maintaining this plank. I'd like you to hold this for 30 to 60 seconds, and you can do this for 3 to 4 rounds. I think this is a great way to start because this teaches you about that TVA engagement. It shows you that instead of allowing your stomach to hang towards the ground, that you should actually be maintaining and engaging the lift of the abdomen at all times. This is what I mean by having a concave abdomen and not a convex abdomen. This will go a long way in developing your mobility, your hip flexors, and for relieving low back pain and just better posture overall. And you have to engage and maintain this position in order to develop a strong abdominal region. So it's not about just doing this one time. This should be done on a regular basis. Quadruped Twist Out. Now, in this position, hands and knees again, we're gonna place the feet and knees slightly wider, as wide as you can manage, and we are going to twist with our knee, performing somewhat of a hydrant, but actually leaving the foot on the ground. It will remain as we twist out. Now, this is gonna be a novel sensation for you. Go as high as you can, but the objective is to bring your knees to about the same angle that you would need for the horse stance. But again, because of the newness of this sensation, you need to take your time. So if that means you start with a narrower stance for your knees and feet, so be it. And if that means that you only move a few inches in the twist rotation, then that is fine too. The idea is that we build up the ability so that we can then perform the horse stance. Use weight to actually help bring you down. Problem in performing this exercise is the tightness of the adductors. Weight will help bring you lower. And in this case, we don't want too much weight because then it becomes too much of a strain and our mind is trying to calculate how to balance the whole situation. What we want to do is take 2 light dumbbells, 2 10 pounds for me in this case, and we're going to hold it in a rack position, again, away from the torso, perform an alternate overhead raise with the dumbbells. This is also great for your lats because if there's any tightness or imbalance, you will feel it as you raise your arms. And you do a round of 6 to 10, and then without putting the weights down, lower slightly. You'll find that it'll be easier for you to lower. And then you perform 5 to 10, and then with every subsequent round of overhead raises, you're going to lower yourself and you're going to find it's a lot more manageable. It's something about the attention that you're focusing on is now spread not just within the groin, but now towards the activity of raising the dumbbell. Use the assistance of a wall. There's nothing wrong about starting your journey using the wall as support. This is not performance. This is health and wellness. So you can use aids And the wall is one of my favorites. It allows you to place some of your burden onto the wall and to help balance you as you try to engage in this stance. Start where you feel comfortable, stay there from 30 to 60 seconds, and then gradually lower against the wall and see how much you can endure. Don't go too far, because if you go too far in one direction, the body will lock up and then you will be stymieing any progress. So remember, be kind to yourself. Just go down to what you can allow. You don't want to really feel pain at all. You just want to feel slight tension. Stay at that moment. Again, acclimate to that position and then consider going any lower. You'll find it fairly easy to attain the horse stance after performing these regressions 3 to 4 weeks every other day, and you'll find that getting into the horse stance takes no effort at all. All right, guys, this has been Groin and Healthy, the channel where we explore self-improvement through movement. Thanks for watching.